Hello there.
The time has come, my fellow browncoats. It is time to conclude the Firefly series with the film Serenity. What's going on? It's your boy Elie Moses, your 22-year-old law and film student here from Sydney, Australia, shooting his shot, baby. I swear, one day I'm gonna get that in the intro. One day. We're still 0-10 about that. So yeah, really shocking record with the shots, but we're here to react to the Firefly movie Serenity, and I'm very intrigued for this one. I cannot wait to see what Joss Whedon has in store to wrap up the Firefly series within 2 hours. And I'm interested to see whether the world building is gonna be explained in a way that's for casuals, if that makes sense, where at the time, if the movie was releasing in theaters and someone saw, oh, hey, this movie looks interesting, I wonder if there's going to be a lot of exposition in this film, because we already saw with the initial pilot that was replaced by the second episode, you saw those expositions carry over in the second episode, the reshot pilot per se. So yeah, I'm interested to see how this movie explains the existing character relationships, and I cannot wait to see what's in store for this, because the show was a banger. It ended in a banger, in my opinion. I thought June Early was a fantastic villain. I absolutely loved him, and yeah, fantastic character writing consistently throughout the entire 14 episodes. I'm not going to even call it a first season, because I think it's disrespectful to say that, because Joss Whedon didn't get to finish his intended vision. But if you are new to the channel, all my Firefly reactions are in the Firefly playlist. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it, enjoy my takes, enjoy my commentary on certain filmmaking aspects, and my pausing here and there, because I don't want to miss out on certain important lines of dialogue. And apologies if there's any noise in the background as well. It is 40 degrees today here in Australia, and the aircon is on. So yeah, let's waste no more time. I'm very excited. This is my first time watching Serenity, a Firefly movie. Let's get right into it. Let's smash this thing. Let's go. Oh, the old Universal intro. I'm just waiting for the Earth to, start doing the mechanical noises like the Too Fast and Too Furious intro. And have that Ludacris start playing.
Earth that was could no longer sustain our numbers. We were so many.
There's that exposition.
Dozens of planets and
It's
hundreds of moons.
It's needed.
Each one terraformed, a process taking decades. The central planets formed the Alliance.
Woo!
Ruled by an interplanetary parliament, the Alliance was a beacon of civilization.
The upgrade on the visual effects already.
The savage outer planets were not so enlightened.
Why wouldn't they look to be more civilized?
I hear they're cannibals.
That's only Reavers. Reavers aren't real. For all they are, I heard they attack settlers from space and kill them and wear their skins and rape them for hours.
Woo! Kid, chill.
True that there are dangers on the outer planets. So with so many social and medical advancements, we can...
Is that River?
Independence. Why would they fight so hard against us?
We meddle.
Sounds like her.
River?
Yeah, it is.
People don't like to be meddled with. We tell them what to do, what to think. Don't run, don't walk.
We're not telling people what to think. We're just trying to show them how.
Oh, mother.
Dreaming. Nightmare? Off the charts. Scary monsters. Actually, in this case, River Tam is our star pupil. I've heard that.
Is that Simon?
She'll
Yeah.
be ideal for defense deployment, even with the side effects. I'm sorry, sir, but I have to ask, is there a reason for this inspection?
Unless
Am I making you nervous?
Serenity crew
Key members of Parliament have personally observed this subject.
allowed
But the Alliance's support for the project was unanimous.
River to get captured again.
Her powers. How is she physically?
This could be the backstory of Simon rescuing River.
All our subjects are conditioned for combat, but River, she's a creature of extraordinary grace. She always did love to dance. River, it's Simon. Please, it's Simon. It's your brother.
Simon,
Damn.
they know you've come.
Damn, River channeling her inner June Early right there.
Stop. Backtrack. Stop.
Oh. That Chiwetel Ejiofor? Damn.
you looked at the scan carefully, Doctor? At his face.
If he's the antagonist of this film,
It's love,
I'm gonna.
in point of fact.
It's gonna be awesome.
Something a good deal more dangerous.
Why are you here?
Because the situation is even less simple than you think. Do you know what your sin is, Doctor?
I wonder if you...
It's pride.
Key members of Parliament personally observed this subject.
Key. The minds behind every military, diplomatic, and covert operation in the galaxy. And you put them in a room with a psychic. Certain older, civilized cultures, when men failed as entirely as you have, they would throw themselves on their swords.
Well, unfortunately, I forgot to bring a sword.
I brought one.
I would put that down right now.
Would you be killed in your sleep like an ailing pet?
Savage.
Young miss.
Young miss. Oh, he gonna make him fall on his sword.
All the logs on behavioral modification triggers.
No matter how far outside this.
A warrior's death.
This is a good death. There's no shame in this. Oh, in a man's death, a man who has done fine works.
He made him do the Michael Jackson lean into
for
his
making
death.
a better world.
Damn.
Young miss, I need you to go to work now. I think I may have a long way to travel.
Already establishing a smart villain. Smart villain who seems always like 3-4 steps ahead.
Where are you hiding,
Alright.
little girl?
I like that shot right there. I want to comment on that shot right there. I noticed as well a lot of fluorescent blue in the opening sequence right there. Obviously, you know, a nod to the show in terms of the Hands of Blue, the Alliance, those who are operating on River. And in this shot right here, I love how the frame is divided between the hologram of River and obviously the Alliance operative right here. And in the left-hand side of the frame, you have the fluorescent blue color. And in the right-hand side of the frame, obviously it's a hologram lit up, but I think it's intentional lighting right now to showcase that River has a new home with that gold brown lighting right there to represent the Firefly crew, Serenity, that River belongs to a new family, and this individual right here is trying to bring her back to the, you know, the blue side, the Hands of Blue side, back to the Alliance. And probably looking too much into it right here, but I just like that framing right there. Serenity, baby. It feels so weird. I only finished the show 2 days ago, and it feels like the 2-year time gap between the show and the movie for me. It feels like I'm back with the crew after a long time. Yo, this score sounds insane. Kung Fu Panda vibes. It's so upbeat.
Was that the primary buffer panel?
It did seem to
Did the
resemble.
primary buffer panel just fall off like a ship for no apparent reason?
This landing is gonna get pretty interesting.
Define interesting.
Oh god, we're all gonna die?
This is the captain. We have a little problem with our entry sequence, so we may experience some slight turbulence, and then I'll just get us on the ground.
So far,
That'll happen pretty definitely.
we're still going in one take here. We're still going in one take.
I don't want to explode.
Shane, how many weapons you plan on taking? You only got the 2 arms.
Well, I just get excited ballistic choice, like to have my options open.
I don't plan on any shooting taking place during this job.
You know, what you plan and what takes place ain't ever exactly been similar.
No grenades.
Huh?
No
Aw.
grenades.
We crashing again?
Talk to your husband. Meal prepped?
Good to go, sir. Just loading her up. Those grenades?
Yeah, can't go
Still going in one take.
Kaylee, what in the sphincter hell are you playing at? We got the primary buffer panel coming right up.
Everything's shiny, Captain. Not to fret.
You told me those entry couplings would hold for another week.
That was 6 months ago, Captain.
The ship don't crash. She crashes, you crashed her.
I'm not sure.
Doctor, guess I need to get a knock before we hit planet side. Bit of a rockety ride, nothing to be worried about.
I'm not worried.
Fear's nothing to be ashamed of, Doctor.
This isn't fear. This is anger.
Well, kind of hard to tell one from t'other, face like yours. I hear the words "that's final" come out your mouth ever again. They truly will be.
Still going in one
This
take.
boat is my home. You all are guests on it.
Guests. Now
That-
I earned my passage, Captain.
And it's time your little sister learned from your fine example.
There's the cut. There's the cut.
Knife wounds, laser burns.
Some of our jobs are more interesting than others.
And you want to put my sister in the middle of that?
Didn't say one. Said will. One job, Doc. She'll be fine.
She's a 17-year-old girl. A mentally traumatized 17...
She's a reader. Sees into the truth of things. Might see trouble before it's coming, which is of use to me.
Still going.
And that's your guiding star, isn't it?
It's a fact we here have been courteous enough to keep to our own selves.
Are you threatening to...
I look out for me and mine. That don't include you, lest I conjure it does. Now, you stuck a thorn in the Alliance's paw. That tickles me a bit. But it also means I gotta step twice as fast to avoid them, and that means turning down plenty of jobs. Even honest ones. Put this crew together with the promise of work, which the Alliance makes harder every year. Come a day, there won't be room for naughty men like us to slip about at all.
Are you serious?
This job
Still
is
going.
ours. There well may not be another.
Still going.
Joey, boss gonna straighten this boat out before we get flattened?
Like a downy feather, sir. No one flies like my mister.
River. I know. I'm going for a ride.
Are you serious right now? Wow, what a one take sequence right there. Or made it seem as if it was a one take sequence. That was absolutely fantastic right there. And I've noticed, all right, I want you guys to listen to this commentary right here. And if you guys like my analysis, I love how we begun in the cockpit and made our way through the ship. You know, we started with Wash struggling with the landing or trying to deal with the landing, and him and Mal were conversing with one another. You had the camera start off with them, and then, you know, start off with Mal, and then, you know, pan to Wash, and then the changes in zooming and in and out as they were conversing with one another. You know, then you had Mal give the announcement, and Mal goes out of the cockpit into like the hallway where you see Jane come out of his quarters, you know, with all his guns, Jane being Jane. He continues to make his way, then introduces Zoe, who comes out of another segment of the ship. And obviously he goes, go deal with your husband. And then he continues to traverse his way through the hallway. And then we enter the engine room where Kaylee is. And then he backs away from that. And then Simon is there right in his face. And then him and Simon traverse to another hallway. And then as they cut the corner, the camera zooms in on one of the walls. And then it quickly moves and cuts to Simon as he's making his way behind Mal. And I think that's where the cut happened. As the camera panned in or zoomed into the wall and then quickly, you know, made a left turn. I think that's where the cut happened. But it was a seamless transition. It was really well done. And then we move on to the main segment of the ship, obviously, where basically like all the scaffolding is, or the main hull where all the storage is. Simon is making his way to River, Mal is making his way to Zoe, but everything is active in the scene, and it goes to show how much effort was gone into the planning of that sequence right there. I really, really enjoyed it. I love that stuff. How it's all done in one take, and we sort of made our way through the entire ship, you know, to give those who are new viewers an understanding, I guess, of the geographical whereabouts of certain locations or certain areas of Serenity, and I absolutely loved it. You know, we made our way through the kitchen, through the main, then we made our way through obviously the main hull in the end, and I absolutely loved it, how it was made to look like it was done in one take. And I think there was one cut there only, but even though it was only one cut, it was all really well done. It was fantastic. And I noticed in this movie so far, Joss has gone with the 2:3:5 aspect ratio. Obviously you get the black bars at the bottom and the top, and with the Firefly show, I think it was the 1:7:9, so the CinemaScope one where it was the full screen. And I'm interested to see how he uses the camera in this movie compared to the show, because obviously with the other aspect ratio he gets to show more of the ship, and with this one it's interesting to see what camera techniques he uses to showcase more of the ship, to showcase various landscapes. And I remember with the second episode of Firefly, that wide aspect ratio, the full screen aspect ratio, is very advantageous, especially with the one shot of Mao in the desert, and then you see the massive planet behind him as well. So you really get to include a lot in the frame, and it's this one you're obviously restricted. So I'm interested to see how Joss uses the camera in this one, and obviously the lighting change as well. Obviously the fluorescent blue seems to be a main lighting, I guess, choice in this movie so far, even with Serenity, whereas in the show a lot of, you know, golden brown lighting sequences, unless it was in the episode Out of Gas, where you had in the flashbacks you had the mixture of gold, green, and everything like that. But even on Serenity in this one, a lot of it looks squeaky clean. It looks cleaner than the show, and I'm not sure if that's to showcase the time going by, and I'm not sure how much time has passed between the show and the movie, and if they made upgrades to Serenity, for example. But yeah, a lot of it seems to look squeaky clean, or a little bit cleaner than the show, and the audio seems much more cleaner. I don't know if the accents are off, or different, you know, mics were used, or different booms were used, but the audio does sound a bit different, and I'm adjusting to it. And I'm sorry if I rambled on, but I just had to commentate on that one take sequence right there, or what seemed to be like a one take sort of exploration of Serenity. It was fantastic. I wonder if that's one of the guns he got from Nandy's planet.
Hey, little one. Understand your part in all this?
Do you?
This is what I do, darling. This is what I do.
It's okay to leave them to die.
Doctor, I'm taking your sister under my protection here. If anything happens to her, anything at all, I swear to you, I will get very choked up. Honestly, there could be tears.
I wonder where Inara or Shepard are.
Don't mind the cat and then Simon. I know he'll look out for her. He'll be back where you can spit. Well, not that you spit.
Hey, Kaylee! There's them psychic connections, River. I love the camera movement so far in this film.
You know what the definition of a hero is? Someone who gets other people killed. You can look it up later. At last, we can retire and give up this life of crime.
Hey! You're the brown coats, eh? Fought for independence? Petty thieving ain't exactly soldier's work.
War's long done. All just folk now.
Listen up! We're coming down to empty that vault. You have to give me your authorization password.
There's the authorization and password.
Okay.
Again, with the cyan fluorescent blue lighting. A lot of it in this film so far.
You don't run tell long, man.
Oh my! Is that a Reaver?
What's going on?
Right there, I want to commentate again. I'm sorry for pausing, but I don't want to miss out on key points of dialogue. I'm interested to see what ideas Joss had for the show, or for an extended show, obviously. I'm interested to see what ideas he had for the show that carry over to this film, because obviously all of them are not going to be utilized, because I remember you guys were talking about the blue-colored shirt Jane was wearing. You know, you look better in red. Obviously, in the first episode, we have the teaser of the Reavers, which was reintroduced in the second episode, which was obviously the reshot or rewritten pilot. And throughout the entire 14 episodes, I was waiting for them to pull the trigger on the Reavers, and it seemed like they were going to be a later reveal down the line. And I'm interested to see whether the Reavers are really introduced into this film, or whether they're going to be seen. Like I said, introduced, because they were teased at the beginning of the movie with the, you know, the classroom scene with one of the kids saying, "Or you'll get, you know, raped by Reavers," and one of the girls was sort of basically denying their existence. So I'm not sure if that quick cut right there of that individual in the town was a Reaver, and I'm excited to see whether we see them in this movie. Reavers. There we go. Yes, finally. Yes.
The leg is good. It'll bleed plenty, and we avoid any necessary orders.
I was thinking more of a graze.
Well, you don't want it to look like you just gave up.
No, I get that.
Free heist, he's got to start yelling my name.
Reavers! Girls pitching a fit. They're here. They're coming soon.
Get on the mule! Does that lock from the inside?
Yes.
Get everyone upstairs, you get them down here, and you seal it. As long as you got air, you don't open up. You understand?
But
get them inside the vault!
I love how the reactions again of the characters to Reavers are really consistent with the first 2 episodes we got as well. And for me, obviously for newer people watching the film for the first time without seeing the show, it's a 20-minute wait for the Reavers. But for those that watch the show, it was an entire 14 episodes without seeing any inclination of what they look like. Only the scripty stuff and the reactions of the facial expressions of our characters. But I'm very excited now. I'm loving this so far. Loving it. He saved him from further trauma right there. Far out. Stop with those cuts.
Boy, sure would be nice if we had some grenades, don't you think?
Kaylee, heat her up. We got Reavers.
Yeah, everyone's reactions to Reavers. Love it. Again, a distant planet in the background. Love it.
You shoot me if they take me! Well, don't shoot me first!
Those rocks, give them a kiss!
This has been a really good chase sequence so far.
Talk this through.
We still haven't seen the Reavers fully yet. We've had quick cuts over them.
Are you okay?
Is he okay?
Oh, shit!
Except for being still crazy, she's a picture of health.
One for River, we'd probably be left there. She felt them coming.
Simon is less reserved so far.
Talk about you giving orders on my boat.
Well, we're off your boat. Just as soon as River gets her share of the bounty.
Let's not do anything
No,
hasty.
Shiny. We'll be on Beaumont 10 hours' time. You can pick up your earnings and be on your merry. Meantime, you do your job. Patch up my crew.
Simon so far is less reserved than he was in the show. He seems a bit more authoritative and a bit more like obviously he's always been protective of River, but it seems like he's more willing to, you know, stand up to Mal in the movie so far. And it makes me wonder what character decisions are going to be made, or what writing decisions are going to be made, for the characters in the film that are different from the show, or where our characters going to go from the show in the movie. And Simon, I've seen a little bit of a change so far. Not just a little bit. I feel like, yeah, a little bit of a big difference.
He didn't lie down. They never lie down.
Reaver's out here looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger, half Terminator, half Face Off.
A deal smoother for us without River and Simon on board.
Doc made his call.
Yeah?
This is babes in a basket when we took him in. We sheltered him plenty. Man has to cut loose.
I'm guessing a bit of time has lapsed, and River and Simon have been here for a while.
I had to shoot him. But the Reavers were done to him before they killed him?
I know. But before that, he was begging us to bring him along.
We couldn't take the weight. It would have slowed us down. Mule won't run with 5. I should have done the girl? Or you? Or Jane? Oh, Jane.
Could have tossed the payload.
Tossed it. Zoe, I got bits falling off my ship. I got a crew. Ain't been paid. And oh yeah, powerful need to eat sometime this month. We tell Fanti and Mingo we skunked the job. What do you think they'll do to us? We're close to gone out here. We got a job. We gotta make good.
Sir, I don't disagree on any particular point. In the time of war, we would have never left a man stranded.
Maybe that's why we lost.
You know what it seems like as well? the tone, I'm sorry to keep pausing, but I want to commentate. The tone of the movie seems a lot more darker and serious than the light-hearted nature we got in the show. Whereas the camaraderie, the banter, the dialogue, and the snappiness of the dialogue in the show, with how our characters were bouncing off one another, it was always present. And even though sometimes it did get serious, that light-hearted nature would always, rise to the forefront again. And I'd have those laughter moments and those chuckles and those smiles because our characters were so energetic. But it seems like because so much or a little bit of time has passed, it seems like this is a really low period for our characters. And I'm willing to accept that because we had 14 episodes of, constant, missions and good banter here and there. And it just so happens to be that this part of the film, or this time in Serenity, or this time period seems to be a really stressful and anxious period for our crew. Mal was talking about wanting to eat this month, having to give, some of the pay to other individuals. And yeah, it seems like they've been struggling for a period now.
That was close.
And maybe they had to get rid of Shepard and Inara because of that.
Do not get it.
I don't know. Can get awful lonely in the black. Like to get addle-pated ourselves, we stay on this boat much longer. Captain will drive us all off one by one. Just like Simon and River.
Love that framing right there.
Inara.
Like I said before, it seems like Inara and Shepard have been driven off the ship, and like Kaylee was talking right there to Jane, it seems like Simon and River are next up. And like I said, this is a really down period for our crew. We had our high economic boom and now we're in a recession, baby, it seems like. And I really enjoyed that framing right there of River being left hand side of the frame in focus, and then sort of divided, the right hand side of the frame divided by sort of like the railing fencing, and Jane and Kaylee talking, and Jane continuing to chuck out sort of the rubbish. And it seems like Joss Whedon is exerting or using all his creative choices that he wanted to include in the show in the movie. So he's just fully inserted everything, all the creative sort of cinematic choices as well, story choices. It seems like he's just gonna all give it to this film, and he's just gonna go for it. That's what it seems like he's doing. He's exerting all of his cinematic skills in this film, whether it be writing, camera work, lighting. He's just going balls to the wall with it in this one because he's only got 2 hours. I'm getting a lot of Expanse vibes with the movie so far.
I fear it isn't safe anymore.
They've utilized that pink lighting as well. And I remember it was on the scientists as well in the room, the pink lighting. I don't know why. Like I said, all creative perks are being utilized for the movie. Even the production design, the sets looks absolutely fantastic. Spared no expense. As John Hammond would say.
That ain't my worry. I gotta finish this job, get us another one.
Going on a year now, I ain't had nothing. Twixt my nethers weren't run on batteries.
Oh, God. I can't know that. I could stand here a little more.
Jane.
You don't care for anybody's heart.
You knew he was gonna leave. You've never been but a way station to those two, and how do you know what he feels? Oh, he's got River to worry on, but he's still gonna show me. If I truly wanted someone bad enough, wouldn't be a thing in the verse could stop me from going to her.
Tell that to Inara.
And I hate to keep pausing. I'm so sorry. But I feel like this is intentional, the beginning of the film, to put our crew in this sort of unsteady state. A lot of doubt, where's Inara? Where's Shepard? What happened? We've lost River. We've lost Simon. And to end on such a high note, obviously, I don't think Objects in Space was aired as the final episode from what you guys were saying in the comment section. But for me, to end on such on a high note with Objects in Space, with River being accepted into the family, and to end on sort of, like a happy ending per se, it was very promising. And to begin with such a darker tone where our family is sort of disrupted, it's split apart. it makes me wonder whether it's gearing up to a very, euphoric or like very Avengers-like finale where we get the family and the gang back together for one last hurrah. And I can't wait. Why does it feel like a Kill Bill flashback sequence here? And River just put on the One Ring and has gone into that realm of the dead. Damn, River! You going Jackie Chan on their ass. I feel like we're going to get an exploration of River's abilities this film even more as well.
You know that girl?
I really don't.
I really don't as well. This is new to me. I mean, I know she could go John Wick with the gun, but... Even to Jane? That was interesting. This is such a different vibe to the show. Just even the way it looks.
Start with the part where Jane gets knocked out by a 90-pound girl, because I don't think that's ever getting old.
Do we know if anyone was killed?
It's likely. Well, she meant to kill me for the doc put her out. Which, how exactly does that work anyhow?
The people who helped me break River out had intel that River and the other subjects are being embedded with behavioral conditioning. They taught me a safe word in case something happened. It's a phrase that makes her fall asleep.
I don't even know what the...
My ship! My crew! You got a Goram time bomb living with us.
That's
what are
not...
you gonna find in there when she wakes up? The girl or the weapon?
I thought she was getting better.
And I thought they was getting off. Didn't we have an intricate plan on how they was gonna be not here anymore? She's a killer woman. We ought to be bringing her tea and dumplings. In earnest, Mel, why'd you bring her back on?
May I see her?
Mal is less composed this film as well. Seems like everything that's going on with the Nara, taking all that anger out on Simon as well. Losing control of his family.
It's crossed my mind.
And found her they have.
Do you all know what it is you're carrying?
Oh my gosh, them quick cuts are scary.
You're triggered, do you remember? The captain saw you say something on the feed.
Miranda. Ask her.
Who is Miranda? Am I talking to Miranda now? No. All right. I think when they triggered you, it somehow brought this up. This memory.
It isn't mine. The memory, it isn't mine. And I shouldn't have to carry it. It isn't mine.
Oh, look who's paying Anara a visit. A former member of Firefly. Serenity. Man, the tone of this film compared to the show. I mean, I didn't know what to expect going into this film. Actually, you know what? I kind of expected more of the same. I expected kind of that, that banter, that camaraderie to always be there. I didn't expect an 8 to 9 month time jump, and I didn't expect the Reavers to be showcased straight away. I didn't expect there to be such a disconnected family to begin with the show. And I guess that's a clever choice by Joss Whedon right there to, subvert a little bit of expectations for those going into the movie. I didn't expect a darker tone. I expected maybe a little bit more of exploration with River, and the thing I expected was for them to double down on the storyline with those guys of Hands in Blue, and the movie to really be about that alliance versus Serenity and them trying to get River. I really thought that. I didn't really think we were going to get the Reavers, because they were just a thought after episode 2 that were never showcased again. And to end on that such high note, which I said before, and then to finally begin the movie on such a really fantastic one take sequence, but even from the offset, I really felt like that something was a bit different. Serenity had changed, the look had changed, the mood of everyone had changed, and I just thought to myself, okay, a little bit of time has passed, and there's a little bit of tension amongst the family right there, and there has been, Anara's not there, Shepard is not there. So yeah, I cannot wait, and I'm loving the movie so far. And I'm loving that I've watched the show before the movie, because it's helped so much. Hey yo, there's Shepard, an old friend. My guy looking like ludicrous with them cornrows right there.
I could have left her there. I had an out. Hell, I had every reason in the verse to leave her, lay and haul anchor.
It's not your way, Mal.
I have a way. That's better than a plan.
Only one thing's gonna walk you through this, Mal. Believe.
That's a long wait for a train don't come.
About belief. Why do you always assume I'm talking about God?
That train has long since passed the station.
I wasn't born a shepherd, Mal.
You have to tell me about that sometime.
I'm still waiting on that.
No, I don't.
Hey!
Nara.
Is this a bad time?
No, it's good as any. How's your world?
Cold. It's autumn here.
Well, you look very fine.
Thank you.
So, what was the,
Oh, they're watching it.
I guess we're having something of a problem here with the locals, and I thought maybe
You could use a gun hand.
the crew could take her easier for a while.
I
And
feel
there'd
like
be payment.
Inara's at gunpoint doing this interview right here.
Well, it would be, I mean, I'd like to.
From the operative.
Kaylee's been missing you something fierce.
Oh, I miss her too. I even miss my shuttle occasionally.
There's that
Yeah.
camaraderie I was talking about. Come on!
Got some of your stuff in the trunk. I never did get a chance to drop
Oh,
it by.
I didn't mean to leave stuff.
I didn't look through the stuff. I just sundries, I expect. So I'll send you away as soon as I can.
So, Trap?
Yes.
Trap.
You going in?
Only put a few hours out.
But how can you be sure Nara don't just want to see you? Sometimes people have feelings. I'm referring here to people.
Y'all were watching, I take it?
Nah.
Did you see a spy?
No.
Remember, if anything happens to me, if you don't hear from me within the hour, you take the ship, you come and you rescue me.
What? Risk my ship?
I mean it. It's cold up there, and I don't want to get left.
There's that dialogue I was missing. And Inara looking like she's living in Rivendell.
Dear Buddha, please bring me a pony and a plastic rocket.
Mal, what are you doing here?
Well, you invited me.
You thought for a second you'd be stupid enough to come.
Well, that makes you kind of a tease, doesn't it?
You knew my invitation wasn't on the level.
Which led me to conclude that you must be in some trouble.
I have to say, Captain, I'm impressed that you would come for her yourself. And that you would make it this far in that outfit.
I can be very graceful when I need to. What are you doing?
I'm praying for you, Mal.
She's very thoughtful. But I mean it when I say I've no intent to harm you. I think you're beginning to understand how dangerous Rivertown is.
She is a mite unpredictable. Mood swings of a sort.
It's worse than you know.
It usually is.
That girl will rain destruction down on you and your ship.
Open with payment.
That is a trap. I offer money, you'll play the man of honor and take umbrage. I ask you to do what is right, you'll play the brigand. I have no stomach for games. I already know you will not see reason.
The Alliance wanted to show me reason they shouldn't have sent an assassin.
Love it, love it.
I have a warship in deep orbit, Captain. We locked onto Serenity's pulse beacon the moment you hit Atmo. I can speak a word and send a missile to that exact location inside of 3 minutes.
You do that. You best make peace with your dear and fluffy lord.
You can't make me angry.
Please spend an hour with him.
I want to resolve this like civilized men. I'm not threatening you. I'm unarmed.
Good.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Full body armor. I am not a moron.
Wait, just let
Mal don't stand a chance. Oh, fair play. Mal getting some shots in. Nara, this is above your level, man.
The Alliance isn't some evil empire. This is not the Grand Arena.
That's not incense.
Fair play, Nara. Fair play. Oh, that was like some sort of flashbang.
Just a flash bomb. Go! Go!
We've every reason to be afraid.
Why? Because this guy beat up Mal? That ain't so hard.
Oh, he didn't beat me up.
He's intelligent, methodical, and devout in his belief that killing River is the right thing to do.
Oh, no hope of a reward, huh?
Did he say anything about Miranda?
What is that?
We get back to Haven in a few hours'
Oh,
time.
yeah, hiding under the shepherd's skirts. That's a man from Skate.
You want to run this ship?
Yes.
Well, you can't.
Do a damn sight better job than you. Getting us lashed over a couple of strays? No offense, Doc. I think it's noble as a grape the way you look to River. But she ain't my sister, and she ain't your crew. Oh, and neither is she exactly helpless. No, that's right. The Alliance starts the war, and then you volunteer. Battle of Serenity, Mal. Besides Zoe here, how many... Hey, I'm talking at you!
Didn't expect this.
How many men in your platoon came out of there alive?
You want to leave this room.
Yeah, because Zoe gonna snap too.
I start fighting a war. I guarantee you'll see something new.
Ooh, we'll see another side of Mal.
Wish like hell he was elsewhere.
Just so complicated between these two.
It was.
Oh my fucking mother fudger! Oh my god! Oh my lord! I need a break. I'm so sorry for swearing. I don't like swearing, but when it's stuff like, man, how are you gonna have a peaceful, like, calm scene? You know, serenity right there. You know, you have the angelic white lighting, the white hue, oversaturation. Just River sort of, you know, examining things sort of like in her own world in France at the moment. And then bang, the quick cuts of these things. The Reavers, I'm guessing it is. Just not cool, man. They're doing more harm to me than River. I don't like Jane's hairstyle in this movie.
Go on, Tom. We're going for a nice shuttle ride.
Oh, here we go, Jane, man. He's gonna get taken in. Oh my.
gonna be
Yo, River is being taken to another level this film.
Captain.
He's a ticking time bomb. Like, what the heck? This ain't the river at the end of Objects in Space. The happy clappy welcome to the family river. This is Destroy the Family River. This is John Wick River as well.
Are you anything but a weapon? Stake my crew's life on the theory you're a person. Actual and whole. And if I'm wrong, you best shoot me now.
Uh-oh.
Or we could talk more.
And John Wick 4 comes out in just under a month. It looks like I'm getting an early preview screening right here.
Miranda.
Oh, Miranda's the planet?
How can it be there's a whole planet called
Yeah, there we go.
Miranda and none of us know that?
Because there isn't one. It's Black Rock.
Some years back, there was called for workers to settle on Miranda.
But there's nothing about it on the cortex. History, astronomy, it's not in there.
Half of writing history is hiding the truth. There's something on that rock the Alliance doesn't want to know.
It's wiped from the Jedi archives.
At the edge of the Burning Quadrant.
Like Camino.
It's not that far from here.
Whoa. This is us at Haven, and here's Miranda. All along here, that empty space in between. That's Reaver territory.
They just float out there, sending out raiding parties.
Oh, they took out Shepard's joint. Oh man, they killed the little kid. This film is moving at such a fast pace.
Hit the dock. Shepard?
Oh, Shepard's done. Shepard's done. Come on, man.
Should have been you.
I shot him down.
Yeah, I see.
I killed the ship that killed us. Not very Christian.
You did what's right.
Coming from you, that means I'm God.
Doc will bring you around. I look to be bored by many more sermons before you slip. Just don't move.
Kid want to be around, boy. Not one of your crew.
Yes, you are.
River.
Come on!
I don't care what you believe. Just believe.
Ah, right. We got like 2 seconds of Shepard in this movie, and then it was a quick cut to them obviously going to his planet and his little village, hometown, and it was just burnt. Just like that. Now he's gone. It happened so fast. I didn't expect any of the family to die this film.
Lee Chen, the Sanchez brothers, anyone who's ever sheltered us after a heist, tell them to get out. Get out now!
It seems like the Alliance are taking out any contact Mao has had. Any potential individuals that could help.
Sorry.
All the loose ends.
If your quarry goes to ground, leave no ground to go to.
I don't murder children.
I do.
Oh!
If I have to. I believe in something greater than myself. A better world. A world without sin.
Oh, the fudge, you
Me and
just...
mine gotta lay down and die so you can live in your better world.
You just sinned tenfold.
I'm not going to live there. There's no place for me there, any more than there is for you. Malcolm, I'm a monster. You're not a Reaver, Mal. You're a human man, and you will never understand how...
Shut him off, man.
Get these bodies together.
We got time for grave digging?
Zoe, you and Simon are gonna rope them together. 5 or 6 of them. I want them laid out on the nose of our ship.
I'm not going to create these bodies. I don't understand. What do you mean the bodies?
I want you to mark up the reactor core. Just enough to leave a trail and make it read like we're flying with our containment. Not enough to fry us.
These people are our
Kaylee,
friends.
you got a day's work to do and 2 hours to do it. We're gonna need paint. We're gonna need red paint.
Sir?
Blood.
Do you really mean to turn our home into an abomination so that we can make a suicidal attempt at passing through Reaver space?
I mean to live. This is how it is. You want to fly with me anymore? This is your port of harbor. There's a lot of fine ways to die. I ain't waiting for the Alliance to choose mine.
Oh, man.
I mean to confound these bungers. Take my shot at getting to Miranda. Maybe find something I can use to get clear of this.
But Mal gonna try and get the ship to look like a Raver ship. That's crazy. I don't know if that will work, but we'll find out. That was a big decision Mal had to make right there. I feel like he's been in all sorts this film. He has no hope to cling on to. That's just my opinion. I'll tell you what, some of the space cinematography in this film has been great. The visual effects have been really improved on from the show.
Wash.
The visual effects to me seem like Revenge of the Sith standard, a bit better as well.
It's just sitting here. It didn't crash.
Holy moly. Don't give me any quick cuts, man, anymore. I can't handle it. Oh my gosh. Don't. I didn't expect the horror vibes this episode.
These ones are preserved.
Or more thriller vibes in
Place
this.
must have gone hermetic when the power blew.
What's everybody doing?
There's no unusual discoloration. Nobody's doubled over or showing signs of pain.
What the fudge happened
Gases that kill painless, right?
on Miranda?
They didn't fall. None of them. They just lay down.
Everybody's dead. This whole world's dead for no reason.
Let's get to the beacon.
I love how Miranda is sort of lit like the lighting of the planet, or like the lighting of the scene. Obviously, I'm guessing the planet has a different sort of coloration with the sun. I have no idea, but I like how it's sort of lit like River's flashback she's having, and it's got that angelic look to it. It's a very, you know, oversaturated white, but it seems like it's trying to portray like hell on heaven, if that makes sense. I don't know, it seems like it's just like hell in paradise basically, where it's got this angelic glow to it. The planet looks really clean. It looks almost perfect, but then there's obviously all these zombie-like creatures. I have no idea what they are. River's clearly got some connection to this planet, and that's why she's been able to see those individuals, and that's why she went back to this planet. And I'm interested to see what happened, but it seems like it's trying to portray, you know, that sort of hell and paradise thing. I don't know.
These are just a few of the images we've recorded. And you can see it isn't what we thought.
I recognize that actress.
There's been no war here and no terraforming event. The environment is stable.
Is it a disease or something?
The G23 Paxilon hydrochloride that we added to the air processors.
Oh.
It was supposed to calm the population, weed out aggression. Well, it worked.
So you stuffed up, basically.
The people here stopped fighting. And then they stopped everything else. They stopped breeding, talking, eating. There's 30 million people here, and they all just let themselves die.
So did they just breed that in?
Their aggressor response increased beyond madness. They have become... well, they've killed most of us. They've done things.
Is that how Reavers were created?
They made them.
Yeah.
I won't live to report this.
Wait. So. Oh damn! Unlucky, man. So in the beginning of the film, in the classroom scene, when that kid mentioned Reavers, that was on Miranda, but they had not been created yet. Unless I've got this messed up or that was just an error on the film, because or River was just reliving that memory the way she wanted it to be, in terms of the kid mentioning Reavers and the girl denying it, because it then cut to River obviously being experimented on. But in the beginning of the film, the kid said Reavers and one of the girls tried to deny their existence, and it seemed like that was on Miranda, wasn't it? And yeah. But here they created Reavers.
Turn it off.
Is she alright because she's got that clarity? She's got that explanation now as to what happened to Miranda?
Reporter's maybe 12 years old. Maybe on another world, maybe on this very ground swept clean. A year from now, 10, they'll swing back to the belief that they can make people better. So no more running. I aim to misbehave.
There's that golden lighting on the crew.
Can't do something smart. Do something right.
Let's go. The gang is back.
Mr. Universe. We haven't the equipment to Broadwave this code, but he can put it on every screen for 30 worlds.
You let us know if anyone else comes at you.
You'll be the first.
I feel like I was about to say, I feel like the alliance is already there.
Toss me my 30 coin. I got a news wait for you.
Another Judas reference. There goes Mr. Universe, and there's April from Buffy.
Destroy it all.
These guys are gonna have the whole alliance on them. Maybe they use their Reavers to their advantage. Take down the alliance. Yo, Reavers, get on my side. Seems like a Reaver ship is onto him. Oh. They're going to escape. All the Reavers are going to chase them down, and they're going to head them right into the alliance. Smart. Going to be alliance versus Reavers.
Bastard's not even changing course.
I think Mal was 2 or 3 steps ahead of you this time. What an awesome shot.
Target the
I just obviously I just want to say there's a lot that's been packed into the film, and I kind of really like I really like the villain of this film in Chiwetel Ejiofor. He plays him really well. You know, he's cool, composed, demeanor. He's threatening. He's willing to freaking kill individuals, kids, everything. He's, you know, raised the stakes of this film. And it makes me wonder, imagine he was introduced into the show as a season-long villain or a 2-season-long villain where the crew can still do missions, but, you know, every now and then he'd be the main big baddie of the season. So you still have him to worry about, and they're on the run and they're wondering whether they should take this mission depending on the alliance, whether they're tracking them or not. And I wish we had more of him in this film. There's still about 30 minutes to go, but it seems like this is the third act here, this big spaceship or this big space battle right here. And I was just wondering to myself, they've inserted a lot into this film, and I didn't expect the Reavers to get much of the limelight in terms of like the backstory towards them and how they were created. But I guess Joss Whedon played it a bit on the safe side with them in terms of the Reavers being sort of like the secondary antagonists or the secondary baddies in this, and a few other elements that he would have wanted to explore in the show clearly have not crept up here, because I feel like even some of the characters of Firefly, Serenity, sorry, have been a little bit sidelined this movie. In terms of like Kaylee, I feel like she hasn't had a lot of time to shine, in my opinion. Her relationship with Simon hasn't had a lot of time to shine. Even Mal and Anara. But yeah, it's because it's packed into a 2-hour movie, and I'm guessing Joss was really constrained in what he could explore. So it's a shame, but they've done well with what they've put into this film.
We're not alone.
I really want to see more of the Reavers, but I think the film intentionally keeps their appearance
Everybody strap yourself into something.
Like, it reserves their appearance a lot. Keeps them hidden. Oh, damn, man. Come on, we gotta keep Serenity intact. Because at the moment, it's breaking like my Lego sets. Leaf in the wind.
Leaf on the wind.
On the wind. Not.
Watch out.
Wash. Baby, no. Baby, come on. You gotta
No,
go.
no, 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 no.
Baby, please.
No, no, no.
Oh, baby, come on.
Who the fuck did... No, 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 no. I don't approve of you. Oh! We just killed Wash? I thought Shepard was enough. Now we've lost 2 members of the family. Nah, you know, because I thought the movie... Obviously, we lost Shepard, okay? Which was... I was already not happy with that. Because I thought... I didn't expect to see the family, like, minimized like this. Okay, maybe if some of them leave, but not some of them die. Like, even if the film ends on a promising note, I feel like I'm still gonna be really sad. I wanted it to end a bit hopeful with our crew still intact. We already lost Shepard. I didn't even have time to process it because they're dealing with the Reavers here. There's no time to stop with the Reavers. What the fudge, man? Zoe has no time to process things at the moment. Oh, she angry though. She angry though.
All right, let's move these crates back there for cover. Make sure they ain't filled with nothing goes boom.
I swear, if we lose
Wait,
more
Wash.
of the crew,
Where's Wash?
I'm gonna riot.
He ain't coming.
Out of all people, Wash, man. I hope the Reavers go to hell. All of them. Blast them. Grenades, baby. Let's go. Blast them into the abyss.
Are you here?
Do the job, sir.
Sir, she's still calling him sir.
We hold. Hold till I get back.
I swear, if Zoe dies on like a last man standing scene.
Right.
Oh.
Can't be thinking on revenge if we're gonna get through this.
Do you really think any of us are gonna get through this?
I might.
Where's Reva? Where's Reva? Where's the Alliance operative too? Kaylee's still struggling with a gun.
I think we did right.
Spent so much time on Serenity, ignoring anything that I wanted for myself.
You gonna kiss her now? Is he gonna finally do it?
My one regret in all of this
Come on, come on.
is never being with you.
Yeah, now you say it, when you're about to die. Yeah?
Me? Sex?
In Arabic terms, Simon, you are a jahash for leaving it this late.
Hell with this. I'm gonna live.
I want to have sex with you, Simon. I still love how the appearance of the Reavers is obscured by sort of like, okay, there we go, we see it, but like still. I like how it's obscured by like sort of the netting of, you get what I mean. Not the fly screen, but like the metal fly screen.
Hard to get to. That's a fact.
Man, this is like a round of Call of Duty zombies right here. Got him in a pinch. No, man. They're dropping like flies. He could have killed him right there if he
Shot me
wanted
in
to.
the back. The truth that burned up River Chan's brain. Rest of the verse is gonna know it too.
Do you really believe that?
I do.
You're willing to die for that belief?
I am.
In the head, in the head, in the head.
Because that ain't exactly plan A.
Why didn't you just shoot him off the thing? Come on, River. We need you to go John Wick on them. No. Oh, my. Is this going to be the ending of Armageddon? Are all of them going to go down on this bitch? Except for one? Well, in terms of thinking... Well, in terms of worrying for our characters... Joss has got us worried for the characters because we don't know who's going to survive or live right now.
We're gonna get in. Still, I'm gonna give you something.
River, if there was ever a time...
My back.
Oh my gosh, man. I didn't even see what did Simon...
My back.
Bro. What? There's gonna be no serenity left after this.
My bag.
Now the doctor's gone, man. He just got shot at the end of the last episode.
A shot of California. I can't.
River needs to go outside and get that bag right now.
I'm sorry.
I felt like even Simon this movie was a bit underutilized or a bit different to the show.
My turn.
Yes. Joss Whedon, how are you gonna make me fall in love with a family for 14 episodes and then break up that family in the span of 2 hours? This ending has been unbelievable. Like the last 30 minutes of this have been so fast paced, a lot's happening, and it hasn't been just your generic Reavers as just these expendable villains, or we're just gonna mow them down and it gets repetitive after a while. No, the stakes are real here, like in terms of leaking the information to the whole verse, and our characters completely being in danger. It's not like like I said, the Reavers are expendable and I'm just going to kick back, watch them mow down every one of them, and they might be in danger here and there, but they'll eventually get out of it. No, we lost Wash. Simon could possibly go. River could possibly go now. God knows what they hit into Kaylee. Like, what the heck? It's been absolutely mental, and I'm just like, still processing. I'm just like, obviously, we started off the movie with the family in turmoil, like, on the verge of breaking up, all of them, but now there ain't gonna be no family to get back to. It's the final stand. I wouldn't be surprised if they send the message and just blow up the whole joint and they don't know who the heroes are, the universe, or like the galaxy. My mind can't sit well with that. F my life.
I'm a fan of all several. Right now, I'm gonna have to go with Wrath. We ain't got long. You suppose he got through?
You think Mal got the word out?
They're all gonna die.
He got through.
This is not gonna sit well with me.
I know he got through.
I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
You should know there's no shame in this.
He gonna give him the samurai death.
Yeah, well, I'm known for that.
Oh! My man went to see the chiropractor Mal.
Piece of shrapnel tore up that nerve cluster my first tour. Had it moved. I'm sorry about the throat. I'm gonna show you a world without sin.
Hey, the villain got what he wanted.
It was supposed to calm the population.
Come on, man. Whoop their ass. All of them, please. This is so satisfying. Yeah, she going Kill Bill on their ass. Volumes 1 and 2. That's my captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Shout out Robin Williams.
Sir, it's done.
You know how Mal opened up that door to reveal himself? Yeah, I was about to say, River's gonna open up that door to reveal herself. Kill Bill Volume 3? Come on them?
Do we have an order?
Ooh.
Stand down. It's finished.
Yeah, what's done is done. It's been leaked. Man, I feel like I can finally breathe knowing that some of my characters are safe. Like, all of them are safe. Because for the last 30 minutes, I was on edge. Oh, come on, man. Gonna do me dirty like that? With Wash? Don't show Simon. Okay, Simon's alright. No. Simon died. Oh, no. Maybe not. That's... Man, like Shepard, I'm sad, but Wash, man. And my girl wearing white as well. I like Wash. Yeah, at least Serenity's being rebuilt. They finally kissed! Yes! Oh, River. Don't. River gonna see a live porn session right there. Virtual reality porn. No, I'm joking.
It's not over.
Oh, come on, man.
I can't guarantee that they won't come after you.
You know what?
The Parliament.
Your broad wave about Miranda has weakened their regime, but they are not gone, and they are not forgiving.
I told them the Tams were no longer a threat. Damage done. They might listen. But I think they know I'm no longer their man.
He was a good character. He was a very good
Take you
character.
down. Don't expect to grieve over much. I'd kill you myself if I see you again.
You won't. There is nothing left to see.
He saw his world without sin.
She's tore plenty, but she'll fly true.
Who's gonna be the new pilot now?
Could be bumpy.
Always is.
Oh, now Zoe and Mal can't have their baby. Oh, Zoe and Wash, sorry. Could be bumpy, always is. Maybe she's got a bump.
Should be about a day's ride and get you back to your rooms. Ready to get off this heat? Back to civilized life?
Gonna stay on the ship now?
I don't know.
Good answer.
This was a sad ending, man. Like, I'm happy that the crew are back on board together.
You gonna ride shotgun with me? Help me fly?
That's the plan.
Think you can work out?
But we are too short. We are 2 men down.
Okay. Clearly some aptitude for the...
Yeah, but you want a pilot that's reliable. River's a bit inconsistent.
Well, I suppose you do, since you already know I'm about to say.
But I like to hear you say it.
Love. You can learn all the math in the verse when you take a boat in the air that you don't love. She'll shake you up just as sure as a turn in the world. Love keeps her in the air when she ought to fall down. Tells you she's hurt before she keens. Makes her home.
Storm's getting worse.
We'll pass through it soon enough. What was that?
That was the compressor, Mal. Damn, so there we go. The Firefly saga has concluded with the movie Serenity. There we go. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. It is done. It is over. And it was kind of it was an emotional ending. It was sad. It was sad. It wasn't a happy ever after ending, in my opinion. We lost Shepard, we lost Mal, Mr. Universe, but like Mal. We lost Shepard, we lost Wash, we lost Mr. Universe, but Shepard and Wash, so quick. And if there's one word to explain this film, in my opinion, it is, to use Australian slang terms, it was hectic. And like hectic in terms of like the pacing in this film, the amount that we're trying to explore in the 2-hour runtime. Like I said, if this series, and I'm going back to Firefly now, I ain't talking about Serenity, if this series was given 2-3 seasons, even a full first season, I think probably 2 seasons, 2 good seasons, the amount they could have explored would have been crazy. And you can tell certain elements in this were really a bit rushed or like undercooked or half cooked, with the Reavers sort of being the main secondary antagonist. I really like Chiwetel Ejiofor as the main, operative of the Alliance, and he was a bit blind to what they were doing. And as soon as Mao exposed it, obviously now the whole universe now, but no, the galaxy knows, but the Alliance is still in control. That secret is out now of them creating the Reavers and experimenting on Miranda. So I think everything that Joss Whedon wanted to explore, I feel like he obviously couldn't do it all in that 2-hour runtime. So he had to sort of nitpick certain segments that he wanted to explore and tell the story and, do it in a fitting conclusion. Because this movie kind of felt like maybe a 3 or 4 episode ending arc to like a season 3 or 4, in my opinion, where you have that, them finding the secrets about the Alliance, exposing it, and then possibly, leading on to a further season after this with 2 men short. Because I was like, if you saw this movie for the first time without seeing the show, you would probably, not care for Mal or Shepard, for Wash or Shepard much. But like me, who had seen the show, like you guys who had seen the show, because we had sort of episodes where we delved into an exploration of 1 or 2 characters for that episode, and even a few of the members in this episode, they were a bit sidelined. I felt like even Jane was sidelined, Wash was a little bit sidelined, Simon was, and the main focus was sort of Mao. Then you had to focus on the operative, then you had to focus on River. So I felt like Shepard sidelined, Wash a little bit sidelined, but Joss Whedon didn't have much to work with in terms of a 2-hour runtime to wrap up an entire storyline he wanted to tell, probably across 3-4 seasons. So I can see how he was very constrained, and I think he did well, because I felt like with the low budget this film had, I think the visual effects were on par with, for instance, the prequel trilogy. I think some of the production design looked fantastic. Some of the location scenes were fantastic. Like I said, that opening sequence, that one take shot, fantastic. And it was a bit different, and it took a bit of adjusting to get used to at the beginning with how clean Serenity looked compared to the show. But I took that down to maybe the lapse in time and them changing certain elements of it. And I had to sort of live with the fact that the crew or the family was broken up already, and there was a lot of tension to begin with, because that little bit of banter was present in the film, but it wasn't as much as the show, because I felt like every episode in the show, that quirky banter, that camaraderie, that snappy dialogue where the characters would just bounce one off another so well, wasn't as present in this film because of the darker tone they took. And yeah, you can tell there was a lot of things to explore, but unfortunately Joss Whedon couldn't do that. And it was a satisfying conclusion in terms of like, there's a promising times ahead, we're going through the storm metaphorically and literally in the end. But I just couldn't help but think that loss of Wash is just still in my head. I was just like, no. Shepard is a sad one, but Wash as well, because I'm so attached to Zoe as well. And yeah, it's just like Serenity will never be the same without Wash as well as their pilot, because he was so energetic and he would always see the light in the darkest moments, like even of trouble with the ship. Like he'd handle it. And that line of dialogue, I was so into it. I was repeating it, the line about the wind, and all of a sudden one of the Reaver spikes just goes straight to him, instant death. Like, yeah, and a few changes in the characters in this movie as well. Simon wasn't the Simon of the show, like a lot. Like I guess that 8-month period, he was a bit more anxious. He was a bit more unsteady this movie in terms of like he had a temper. He was willing to snap back at Mal. And even Jane resorted to back his Jane ways in terms of getting River back off the ship. But yeah, a few things that were undercooked, but I understand why. But other than that, like I said, I really enjoyed this film. It was really, really good. And for what Joss Whedon had to work with, when you have a show cancelled at the 14th episode, even before that, and you're lucky to get to 14 episodes when Joss tends to do 22 episode seasons and 3 or 4 seasons and have a, you know, major overarching plan, I think he did really well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my reaction to Serenity. There we go. The Firefly series is concluded with the film. It's been your boy Elie Moses. Take care. God bless and peace.